Hi, I'm François Antoine Sverius, a projection mapping designer. Ask me anything. The willingness to continually learn from each project, being able to straddle between the creative and the technical aspects of any project is really vital because there's a lot of teamwork involved, and knowing how every part works together with another makes your job and the jobs of others much more fluid and makes the environment much more pleasant to work in as well. It's probably the very first one that I ever did, which was for the 40th anniversary of the Malayan. The Malayan that's just outside Fullerton Hotel. So that was the first time that I worked on a projection mapping project, and it brought together all of the various skills and experiences that I had prior to that all into one project. Well, it's a hard question to answer. It really depends on what your idea of paid well is. What's your why? Why are you doing it in the first place? If money is your sole motivation, then you won't be able to last long in the industry. It depends. If you are a freelancer, quite often you end up working alone depending on the scale of the project, because they might just hire you just to do a particular element. But then again, you might also end up working as a team. And the same goes for if you work in a company. Sometimes you have to handle an entire project just on your own. Sometimes you work as a team. Not really a question of whether you prefer to work alone or as a team, but being flexible. It's got to be like some of the work that's being done in this space called Artec House in the US. So it's a dedicated space for projection mapping, and they have different kinds of events that run there. So the scale and the kind of content that's presented is really impressive. So not one in particular as a favorite, but more in terms of maybe the wow factor, what is being done and how we can apply it within a local context. Okay, it depends really on which team you're in. If you're on the creative side of it, creating content, it would be like trying to understand how to create content for projection mapping. It's really different compared to designing for a screen. If you're on the tech side, it's trying to understand how creatives work and how to coordinate the creative team to give you the kind of files that you need in a specific format, for example. So both sides, it comes down to communication. It's about how you apply the technology and how you apply content that's used. So there's been instances where they've used it for maybe campaigns, social issues. So in that case, in those kinds of scenarios, yes, it does have probably the possibility of influencing the way people view certain topics. So it's more about the application. So it's not about technology for technology's sake. The default answer, only because now I'm teaching it, it's in Ngee Ann Polytechnic. But then if you don't want to go through the whole process of spending 3 years in a diploma course, there's actually a lot of tutorials out there now on YouTube that you can just search for. So it's really down to what you're trying to create and work backwards. So say for example, if you're creating something for school or performance, understand the space, the size of the content that you have to design, and then just start off from there and start Googling based on those terms, and you should be able to find pretty decent tutorials on how to start. I'm François Antoine Sverius, and I'm a projection mapping designer. And now I train the next generation of designers.